Here on the Check Sports 49ers YouTube channel, more Q&A questions, mailbag time, as we jump on the channel here and answer as many questions as we possibly can. A lot of people are subscribers or submitting questions, either we're in a live video or we're later on when this was posted, and we try to answer as many as we possibly can. Of course, I'm your host and fearless leader, Thomas Mott. Let's jump into the first one. Hero says, boost to the 49ers, free up more cap space. You know, I mean, on one side of it, you want a little bit more because there's some decent free agents here. There's some good running backs. There's some good cornerbacks. There's some good offensive linemen like Alex Mack. But they're sitting with about $22 to $23 million in cap space as it stands. And that's not, I mean, it's a pretty good spot, right? You could be Philadelphia, you could be Atlanta, you could be New Orleans. All those teams are negative in cap space. So, I mean, you could, but I don't see any other spots to go and free things up. I think you start re-signing some of your players and see how much money you have left over to spend in free agency. No GQ Penna. How do you feel? How good does it feel when the Chiefs got blown out in the Super Bowl? Honestly, it felt really good. The best part of it, though, was the whining on the no calls on the pass interference or the calls on pass interference. Because that's what we did last year. Didn't get the calls. We got upset. The Chiefs were like, oh, you know, why you want a little more? And then, of course, it happened to them. So payback, it sucks. You know, Chiefs, I don't hate them. I hate that they beat the Niners. I think they're a good football team. Andy Reid, Big Red, Mahomes is great. But it was fun watching them get obliterated. I was full-on rooting for the Bucs. I picked the Bucs to win, and it was impressive to see how much they dominated that offense. Jason says, trade Jimmy G, Armstead, and 3 firsts for Deshaun Watson. Goodness. You know, I guess if you were going to pick a player to trade, Eric Armstead would be an option because he's not a superstar on this team. At least he wasn't in 2020, but that is just so much to give up. Man, you'd be asking a lot of Javon Kinlaw, too. I mean, Javon Kinlaw would have to be even better than he was in 2020. He'd have to be a stud to go ahead and make that thing official. I'd be out on that one, though. Andreas says, chances of getting Aaron Rodgers. There's always somebody who has 0. There's a 0% chance. Aaron Rodgers, you know, he had a little bit of controversy at the end of the season. People were saying, oh, you know, is he won out? And then he clarified on the Pat McAfee show that he's going to come back. 0%. You want chances? I'd say 0% overall. I don't see it happening. I mean, I just don't see it happening at all. Nicholas Pinnell says, the San Francisco trade George Kittle. Jeez, to free up cap space. Did they trade George Kittle to free up cap space? No, I'm out on trading George Kittle. Why? I mean, now Jordan Reed re-signing, that's a different conversation. I'd be interested and okay with that, but no, trading George Kittle, they just don't need to free up cap space. Cap space is fine. They're going to be able to sign Trent Williams and probably 1 or 2 of their cornerbacks, and that's basically all you can hope for. The RM Breed Bro says, chance of the 49ers signing Gurley, or if not, Frank Gore should come home. I'm for this. I talked about this a couple weeks ago, or I said it was last week. Maybe it was Monday. I don't even remember when we talked about this, but I'm for either one of them. I'd rather have Gore just for the nostalgia standpoint of that. I think re-signing Frank Gore would be absolutely fantastic. He'd be very, very cheap and productive and a good leader. I'm all for either one of those. I think the chances are not great, but not terrible, and so I wouldn't bank on one of them being signed, but I think Gore has a real shot as he's a free agent coming over from the Buffalo Bills. Okay, let me ask you guys this. Pin comment down below. Who do you want in the starting quarterback? Type J-O-O for Jimmy G. Type O for other. If you want Watson or Wentz or Sam Darnold or drafting somebody, Zach Wilson, I don't know. What do you guys want to be the starting quarterback? Who do you want to be the starting quarterback? Type J-O-O for Jimmy G. Type O down below for other at the pin comment of this video. Next question here comes from Alfredo Hernandez, who says, a longtime Niner fan and one of the first subscribers. Appreciate you, man. Seriously, like you are the guy. I think we have a good chance of getting a star returner or getting a good special teams coach. So the coaches are official, so they're not going to re-sign or they're not going to hire anybody else. And, you know, listen, special teams coordinators are hit or miss. I think in terms of returning kicks, I mean, I want Brandon Ayuk back there. I don't think they're going to go sign somebody or draft somebody in free agency. They have some good players, and I think you can put Debo back there. You can put Brandon Ayuk back there. I mean, Jalen Hurd possibly. I think Ayuk is the real option at being a kick returner. They've not had somebody break out. Richie James Jr. did it a lot the past couple of years. You know, hit or miss overall, but I don't think they go out and sign somebody. They don't have enough money to go ahead and throw money at just a pure kick return. Antonio says, Pat's giving 15 for Jimmy G, and if so, what do you think we can do with it? Trade back, stock up more, go heavy D, mix it up. First off, I have not heard the 15th overall pick for Jimmy G. I think it'd be like a second-round draft pick if the Pats were to go ahead and trade for him. 15 overall. If that was the offer, I'd do it. I mean, right now, like, hello, yes, trade's done, do it, because that would be a great haul for Jimmy Garoppolo. You probably trade back with that one, or you get 2 quarterbacks at 12 and 15, and you'd be super good. Or you package that and go up and get 1 cornerback, a.k.a. Patrick Surtain, who knows. I have not heard that number 15 overall would be in play, but if it would be, I would be all for that. That would be sick. That's a pretty good haul. Sterling says, Why are the Niners not trying to trade or cut Dee Ford? I don't know. I think they're going to let him go. I don't think he's going to be back in a San Francisco 49er uniform, but it's still early in the offseason. Negotiations continue to go ahead and go on. And so you kind of sit back and just wait to see what happens as the new league year does not officially start until you get to March 17th. Here's a weird question, but I think I know the answer to this. You guys like free money? Like, is free money is that like a thing that you enjoy? If not, I maybe you're like a billionaire already. You already have free money, but like the video right now, just for fun. If you guys like free money, give this video a thumbs up. And here's how you win free money with our friends at BetUS, betting on not just other sports, but the NFL offseason. Chatsports.com/49bet, promo code Niners125. Bet some money to win some money. Niners125 with that deposit bonus. How about you bet on next year's NFC champion odds? Throw that graphic up. How about this? Bucks are the favorite to repeat. They're tied with the Packers. That's fair. Look who's sitting there at number 4. Yeah, Vegas is not forgotten. Our San Francisco 49ers plus 650. You win a lot of money right now if you bet the Niners to go ahead and be 2021 NFC champs. The odds look pretty good for that. Go ahead and get the bets in, though. Chatsports.com/49bet. Use that promo code Niners125. Okay. A couple more questions here. We got time for a few more. D-Man says, who's better, Tom Downey, Mitchell Renz, or producer Sam? Man, it's got to be producer Sam, right? I work with producer Sam a lot more than anybody else. So the problem with producer Sam, who you guys can't see, I can see him down here if you guys can't see him. He's a Sooner fan. He went to Oklahoma, and OU is just not a really good school. And it's not anything, knock on Oklahoma or knock on Norman or whatever, but the more superior school, as you guys know, is Baylor. Of course, the school that I went to. That is like the place to be for all the hot girls. It's a place to be for all the best sports. Yeah, Lincoln Riley, whatever. I'll be honest, though. Oklahoma's kicked Baylor's butt the past couple of years. Although they were scared a couple of years ago in the Big 12 title game until Charlie Brewer got hurt. So neither here nor there. Yeah. 28-3 to come back. Whatever. I was upset at that one. So I'll go producer Sam. But, of course, Downey and Mitch do fantastic jobs on the Raiders and Cowboys channel. Boss Baby says, good idea to trade Trent Williams for a pick in cap space. No, I'm probably out on this one. I don't want to trade Trent Williams. Plus, you got to re-sign Trent Williams, so it's hard to go ahead and do that. You have to just let him go. I think they're going to re-sign him. I've stayed behind this for a very long time. They've tried to re-sign him. They had contract talks in Week 17, according to reports. I think they're going to go ahead and re-sign him. That seems to be the current situation at the left tackle in San Francisco. 2N Cedar and Dorado says, what do you think of left tackle Christian Darrison and center Landon Dickerson, potential draft prospects for our offensive line? Yes. But you got to remember with the draft prospect is that what are the odds that they come in and be really, really good early on? Some are, some aren't. It's hit or miss. Now, it's hit or miss for every single position, but I'd rather keep the starting left tackle in Trent Williams, who, of course, is a Pro Bowl left tackle and has played actual snaps in the National Football League. I'd rather stay with vets on the O-line than going with some young, unproven guys. J-Bet says, think Frank Gore will actually come back to 49ers. We do need a back that can stay healthy, even if he only gets 3 or 4 yards a run. Yeah, I think there's a real chance. I think this could become a possibility. If anything, just for letting, thousands of Niner fans dust off the old Frank Gore unis and wearing a Levi Stadium. That alone should be enough. But Gore's been productive. You go to look at stats, you can Google him. He's been productive the past couple of years. Even though he's like 70 years old, he's still getting, good carries and good touches. And I'm fine with him being a rotational back in this offense. How about this question? You guys have a Valentine this year? What do you guys think? Yeah, why for yes and for no? You guys, single? That's fine. That happens. You have a Valentine for Sunday, though? Of course, I do. I have a lovely girlfriend who I am supposed to have dinner with in a couple of minutes. And so we gotta get the ball rolling here. My Valentine might not be there for Sunday, but I do. What do you guys think? You guys have one? If not, it's okay. There's plenty of time. You're still young. You take your time. Pick the right one. But if you do have a Valentine, then you need to go ahead and make sure you get them something on Sunday. I learned that the hard way. Okay. Niners all day. Should we draft Jaycee Horn in the first, then Mond in the second? Ooh. People are really high on Kellen Mond. I don't think Kellen Mond's going to be a second-round draft pick. I think Kellen Mond at best is going to be a third or fourth-round draft pick. I think you take Kyle Trask in the second round, Mac Jones in the second round, Trey Lance. He'll be a first-runner, but you get my point. Horn is good. I think if you trade back a little bit, then maybe Horn at 15 or 20 makes a lot of sense. He's the third best cornerback in this draft, according to my mock draft in my big board right now. I'm out on Kellen Mond, though, the guy from Texas A&M. Jacob says if Kyle Pitts is open at 12, we get him or trade down, you trade down. You don't need Kyle Pitts. How do you share the ball between the best tight end in the National Football League and George Kittle and the best rookie tight end in the NFL? You don't have to work that. 12 personnel is great, but you don't want to do it all the time. I would trade back to a team that actually really wants Kyle Pitts, and you get their extra draft picks going forward here in the future. Derek Lewis says, Jimmy G trade for Sam Darnold, maybe ask for an extra pick too. I don't know if you do it straight up. I think you trade for Sam Darnold like a second or a third. There are reports saying the Jets want a first. That's not going to happen. I think a second or a third would go ahead and be enough. And the question with Darnold, though, is I don't know how good Sam Darnold is. I don't. He's been a Jet. He's been pretty average based on being a first-round draft pick, maybe even a little bit below average, but was that the Jets and Adam Gase or Sam Darnold not that good? If they trade for Sam Darnold, that means Kyle Shanahan thinks he can get the most out of Sam Darnold. And if that's the case, then go for it. But I just don't know how good Darnold is. And so I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just a little iffy overall on trading for Sam Darnold. Of course, if they do, as we always say, we'll have you guys covered here for all your 49er needs. This is your one-stop shop, jetsports.com or youtube.com/49ers TV. Also, hit the sub button because people show up late to our live Q&As. It's because you're not hitting the notification bell. That way you're notified whenever we go live, so make sure you guys are subscribed. A couple more here. Let's go and go over to Jason, who asked, should we get Kyle Trask in the second round? If you keep Garoppolo, maybe. I don't think he's going to be there in the second round, honestly. I think someone's going to get him later part of the first round. I think you get 4, maybe 5 quarterbacks in the first round. I think Mac Jones is going to be guaranteed to be a first rounder. You don't win a national championship and not vulture draft stock a little bit. If Trask is there, it'll be early second round, but will he get to 46, 47, 48 overall? Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough. Sterling says, who's next? DeAndre says, trade Mecole Hardman. Trade for Mecole Hardman? Are the Chiefs going to give him up? I don't think so. No, I think the Niners have enough speed wide receivers. You don't need to trade for another one, and Mecole Hardman. Good player. I mean, he had the fumble a couple of games ago for the Super Bowl, and then he worked his way back, won an AFC title game, lost Super Bowl. Good player. Georgia guy here in Atlanta, but no, I wouldn't trade for him. Sterling says, trade Ford, Thomas, and Jimmy in a first and a second. Is that like for somebody? I guess that's for Deshaun Watson. I don't think they'd take that for Deshaun Watson, but I don't see that happening. Is that Solomon Thomas? Because he's a free agent. You can't just trade him because he's a free agent. So I'm out on that one. Demon says, let's fire it up. 2 out of the Niners equals Super Bowl. Wow. 2 is another guy. Is it the system in Miami? Is it the Brian Flores as the head coach, or is Tua not that great? I don't know. I'd rather have Jimmy G, though, I think, as we stand right now. But that is, interesting. There's been no, actual reports, though. There's, no realistic 2 out of the Niners that's been rumored at all. At least I have not seen it. AJ Boye or Patrick Peterson of San Francisco, both of them are going to be free agents. AJ Boye already is. Looks like Patrick Peterson's going to be cut as well. I'm down with either. Question is, will they want to come to San Francisco, take a discount because the Niners still have a lot of money? I'd rather re-sign the internal guys. I said that before, but I wouldn't hate either of these guys. Both are Pro Bowlers. Both are really good. AJ Boye a couple of years ago was really, really good, falling out in Denver. Peterson the same way. They can't afford him in the Arizona Cardinals organization, so I'm fine with either, but I don't see it happen. Jason says, since Kyle's in love with Darnell, wouldn't you think Saleh is interested in? Okay, I guess this is Darnold. When do you think Saleh is interested in him as well, since he came from the Niners and took a lot of offensive staff? Yeah, there's a possibility, I guess. But I don't think there's going to be this love trade between the Jets and the Niners. I don't think that's going to be something that they go ahead and worry about overall. But a good question, and that's it for all of our questions here on our 49ers mailbag video.